we're data dependent, so my easy answer would say we're going to look at the data. But if you push me a little bit, the way I'm looking at it, we know, I mean, our forecast inflation will be stable and moving around 2.5% for a number of months. And I see room for cutting rates to 3.5 in this environment if our projection materializes. After that, we can go below 3.5, but I would need to see more clearly probably in the momentum of some of the data, be it wage or inflation or service inflation, that we are clearly moving from 2.5 in the direction of 2. So give or take 25 basis points, but inflation has been going down, and because we were at 4%, real rates were going up, so that created some room for removing some restriction. But at some point we'll need, beyond the projection, I think, really data moving below 2.5% to 2% before doing more. So yes, I'm quite comfortable going to 3.5 if we are, say, moving in the direction of the projection, and I would say.
How many others do you have in your camp in the Governing Council?
I think there is a very broad consensus that things are moving in the right direction, which I completely agree with. We didn't have unanimity, but a very broad majority to cut rates in June, and I was convinced that we should do that. And then for the rest, I think it's really a question of how we interpret the data and how comfortable we are in terms of pace. So I don't see it as really a matter of being in one camp or another. I think we're broadly speaking in the same camp.
But still, it seems that some are rather erring on the side of caution and wanting to stick with an elevated restrictive level of interest rates rather than to progressively cut, if not aggressively. So how would you describe that opinion picture inside the Governing Council?
I would consider myself as in the camp of those that want to be cautious. But I mean, let's take a step back. I mean, in March or April, the markets were, pricing more than 100 basis points of cuts. And the data was going in the right direction. We had a number of good readings. And we decided not to cut. And retrospectively, I think it was a good call. I mean, we decided to be patient and to wait for June. And then in June, we had two numbers going in the wrong direction. So it made the communication a bit difficult. But that's why I really took some distance.